Here in this video we will explore all the 13 alien and human spaceships of Independence Day. Some of these are fighter crafts which are capable of space operations, while some are massive ships and even large artificial satellites. We will explain these one by one in ascending order of size. Let's get to it. We begin with the attackers, which are harvester fighter crafts that don't need wings or traditional engines like what we see in modern fighter jets. They measure 20 meters wide, they can hover perfectly still in place, and also zip around at insane speeds, and even fly straight out of Earth's atmosphere into space at what is apparently hypersonic speeds. What makes them so dangerous is their energy shielding, which acts like an invisible suit of armor. In a fight, these alien crafts act like massive swarm, pouring out of the giant city destroyer ships like bees from a hive. This strength in numbers strategy is what makes them so tough to beat. For years, human scientists were stumped trying to figure out how these ships were powered, but they eventually realized that the ships didn't even have their own batteries or engines. Instead, they were getting their energy wirelessly from the massive motherships hanging in the sky. Number 2. The Space Tug. So this one is also called the Moon Tug, and it's a special shuttle around the size of an attacker that was used by Earth's Space Defense Force in Independence Day Resurgence. It was built to help transport and move heavy equipment for human bases in space, especially on the moon. The ship has a unique design that looks like a big giant frog, with a round main body and long jointed legs on the sides. These legs act like crane arms in space, grabbing and carrying large objects, but when the tug lands, they fold down and work like landing legs. The spacecraft is heavily armored and usually has 2 crew members, a pilot and a load operator who controls the arms. Its anti-gravity engines can produce a lot of heat when working hard, and they are the workforce of humanity in space. Number 3. The H-8 Global Defender. So this is an advanced space-capable fighter used by Earth's forces in Independence Day Resurgence. It is based on a modified Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor airframe, and the craft is about a 26-meter wingspan, and it is designed to operate both in the atmosphere and in the void of space. It has VTOL capability, which means it can take off vertically, and uses hybrid anti-gravity fusion drives that give extreme fast acceleration and maneuverability in orbit. The fighter is built to survive the intense heat of high-speed atmospheric re-entry as well, and the small impulse jets placed around the hull helps it to maneuver in zero gravity. Its anti-gravity thrusters are mounted on limited-range gimbals so they can move without being damaged in the thick atmosphere flight. The H-8 is armored with 2 rapid-fire blaster cannons, and earlier designs also included energy shielding, but they were removed because they drained too much power from the fusion drive and created extra drag during atmospheric flight. Number 4. The Fighter. The Fighter is the meaner, faster evolution of the original attacker, appearing during the second invasion of 2016. These crafts are about 25 meters long and 30 meters wide, making them a bit bulkier but way more dangerous. Unlike the older attackers, these have a 2-person setup where the gunner sits at the front and the pilot sits at the back. They are armed with rapid-fire energy blasters that can shred through targets much faster than the 1996 models. You see them first swarming out of the massive mothership to defend it from Earth's space fleet and attacking the military base at Area 51, or the Chain Mountains. What's really wild about these fighters is how they are controlled. While they have seats for pilots, the Alien Queen can sometimes actually take over their flight systems, including even the entire swarm, by using telekinesis, or maybe by advanced communication systems. During the final fight in Area 51, she forced hundreds of them to fly in a tight circle around her, creating a massive living shield of ships to block incoming attacks. Number 5. The Gunship. This one is a harvester assault aircraft used by the alien forces in the renewed invasion of Earth in 2016. These ships are significantly larger and more powerful than the smaller attackers. Gunships are roughly twice the size of the attackers, which puts them in the 30 to 40 meter range, making them bulkier, heavier combat platforms designed for direct assaults, for heavier bombardment and even breaching fortified defenses. During the Battle of the Chain Mountain Bunker, a squadron of these gunships played a critical role in the alien attack. One gunship targeted the main blast gate at the Chain facility, using its powerful energy weapons to destroy the entrance in order to breach the bunker's defenses. Number 6. The ESD Bomber. So this is a large hybrid bomber used by Earth Space Defense in Independence Day Resurgence. It is based in size and general design on the Rockwell B-1 Lancer. The aircraft is about between 146 to 147 feet or, under 45 meters long, with a wingspan of around 137 feet or around 42 meters. It has 4 main engines and a central bomb bay, along with 2 anti-gravity engines mounted each under the wing so that it allows it to maneuver both in the atmosphere and in space. The bomber was built for heavy strike missions, and it could carry powerful cold fusion bombs. During the War of 2016, several ESD bombers were sent onto the massive Harvester mothership to deploy their bombs and destroy it, along with the alien Queen. However, the Harvesters countered the attack using an electromagnetic-like weapon that disabled the bombers, and the alien drones intercepted the bombs and contained their explosions inside energy shield bubbles, thus preventing the mission from succeeding. Number 7. The Troop Transport. So this is basically the Harvester version of a giant bus or a landing craft. While the small attackers and the fighters are built for dogfighting, these massive ships are designed to carry loads of alien soldiers directly into the heat of battle. When we first heard about them during the 1996 war, they never really actually made it to the ground because the main mothership, or the scout mothership, was blown up while the ship was still in orbit or in space. In the 2016 war, we finally got to see these things in action. Inside the new, even bigger mothership, a troop transporter around 50 meters long was used to hunt down human pilots who were stuck behind enemy lines, which means inside the ship. Even though we don't see them as often as the fighters, they are still a huge part of how the aliens plan to take over the world. Number 8. The ODS satellites. The Orbital Defense System satellites is a network of large weaponized satellites that form Earth's first line of defense in Independence Day Resurgence, working alongside the ESD moon base. The system consists of a geostationary ring of satellites which appear to be around 50 to 60 meters long and are arranged in 2 rings around the Earth, one ring along the longitude and one along the latitudes. Each satellite carries powerful energy cannons or turrets based on the technology of the alien city destroyer weapons. During combat, the cannons unlock and project a targeting beam at the enemy. Then they begin a 10-second charge countdown before firing the massive energy blast. However, the alien mothership in Resurgence fired a barrage of powerful energy beams that destroyed the orbital turrets before they could even fire, and thus left Earth nearly defenseless against the massive vessel. Number 9. The Sphere's Ship. This was a totally different kind of alien spacecraft that showed up right before the big war in 2016. Unlike the jagged, scary-looking Harvester ships, this one was a sleek and round-shaped ship that looked kind of like the Sphere alien pilot inside of it. It didn't really come to Earth to start a fight. It actually traveled across the galaxy to warn humans that the Harvesters were coming back and to help everyone evacuate, and even give them some technology to use in order to fight against the Harvesters. It was basically a high-tech lifeboat sent to save humanity from being wiped out by the Harvesters. The ship was hundreds of meters in diameter. Unfortunately, the humans on the moon were super jumpy and thought it was another enemy attacking. Thus they used their massive moon base, their energy cannon there, to blast the ship right out of the sky. Number 10. The Queen's Ship. This is a massive disc-shaped craft that acts as the brain or the bridge for the entire Harvester mothership. Even though it was the command and control craft of the entire swarm, its size was just around half of the city destroyers seen in the first movie, which places it between 10 and 12 kilometers wide. It is a specialized command vessel that can actually detach and fly on its own when the alien queen needs to handle business personally. Inside, the ship is huge and hollow, filled with glowing display screens and a special harness where the queen hooks herself to steer the ship and control her army. During the invasion of 2016, the Queen popped this ship off the main mothership like a detachable car and flew straight towards Area 51 because she was desperate to capture the sphere. The ship met a fiery end thanks to the cold fusion bombs exploding inside of it. Number 11. The City Destroyer. This one is that massive alien warship used by the Harvesters in Independence Day during the War of 1996. These enormous ships are shaped like giant concave saucers and are about 15 miles or 25 kilometers wide, with a height of nearly 4 kilometers at the center, tapering to around 1 kilometer at the outer edge. City destroyers are shaped like giant flying saucers, and they were deployed from the alien mothership and positioned over major cities to wipe out planetary populations. Their main weapon is a powerful energy cannon in the center of the underside, which fires a concentrated energy blast that disintegrates everything below them and triggers a massive, expanding wall of fire across a 25-kilometer radius. The cannon can also be used to excavate the planet's resources. Like most Harvester ships, the destroyers are protected by powerful energy shielding that can resist conventional weapons, including even nuclear attacks, and they can carry hundreds of smaller attack crafts for defense and even thousands of infantry inside of them. Number 12. The Scout Mothership. So this Harvester Mothership is the gigantic command vessel used by the aliens during the War of 1996, and this ship is enormous, measuring about 600 kilometers long, around 550 kilometers tall, and it makes it one of the largest spacecraft ever seen in the series. Its shape consists of a large irregular dome on top and two flipper-like structures hanging down beneath, and its surface looks like two overlapping fields of cool lava which is surrounded by a thin blue energy shield. The mothership alone carried 37 city destroyer ships, countless small attack crafts, other vehicles, and likely billions of harvester aliens inside of it. Inside the vessel are vast passageways, including triangular corridors that lead to the main control areas. Near the center of the ship is a massive 80-kilometer long plateau surrounded by towers and covered in bluish-green mist, where huge armies of the harvesters were prepared to launch an invasion of Earth. And number 13, the main Harvester Mothership in Independence Day Resurgence, which is the biggest space vessel of the Harvester species and also one of the biggest spaceships ever seen in live-action movies. This vessel is over 3,000 miles or 5,000 kilometers wide and even generates its own gravity field. It is armed with powerful energy cannons capable of splitting into multiple beams to hit several targets at once, and it is protected by a strong energy shield that can withstand attacks like the moon-based energy cannon and even the biggest nuclear weapons. The ship also has a cloaking system to hide it from electronic detection to harvest a planet's resources, which is its main role. The mothership lands using massive landing struts, then fires a gigantic plasma drill beam into the planet's core, extracting magma and channeling it through the ship while the strut digs deep into the surface like roots. Inside the vessel, the space is so vast that it functions like a self-contained alien world, containing farms, transport networks, communication centers, and military facilities with gigantic 175-kilometer tall control towers that act like air bases for the harvester fighters. And just in comparison, this space vessel is as large as the surface of the moon. And with this, we come to the end of the video on all the alien and human spaceships of the Independence Day movies. Now, do hit the like button for support, and also for the ones holding their phones in their hands, well, you know the drill. Click on that hype option if you see it to push this content further. Subscribe also to be a part of Legion Nutbug, and till the next time,
take care, boys.